Well, isn't it a fantastic turn of events having you back here again? It's great to see you folks and welcome back to the channel. A little while ago, I took a look at a couple of masterpiece inspired, we'll say, figures. Alright, they were KOs. And I had a couple of niggling points that were disappointing there to me. And everybody said the same thing. If you want stellar figures, if you want a stellar line, check out Transformer Cybertron. Those toys were fantastic. Well, the only experience I really have with that line, mostly because I'm not the biggest fan of the Unicron trilogy, is the fantastic Primus himself that I looked at in episode 100. So, thanks to friend of the channel, Andrew, who has helped us out before, I am getting a chance to look at something else this time. So stick around, we're going to talk about this guy right here, the Transformer Cybertron Ultra Class Decepticon Sky Shadow. A character who's not really a character. Stick around and I'll explain what I mean by that in the latest GotBot True Review. Hey one and all, welcome back. It's great having everybody here again. Please check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor. Like, comment, subscribe, share all of that good stuff. Have a look at the channel. Feel free to have a look around. There's the countdown playlist. I am finally starting a little bit with the stop motion playlist. More will come to that. For those waiting, I am still working away on season 1 of the series that I've been working on. And the truth of the matter is, I really don't want to start putting it up until I can kind of have a set schedule for it. But all of that is forthcoming. There's plenty coming down the line. And of course, check me out everywhere. Couple of housekeeping points there. And like I said, we're going to talk about this guy who's not really a character. Let's take him out of it for just a moment. He comes with a few things in package. I will back this up and I'll briefly show the package here. It looks like this, like that on the front. That's the back with the product shot, and the side over here, and there's the bottom. Well, I guess I should turn it this way. There's the bottom right there, and there's the top. Taking this out of it, why did I say he's not really a character? Well, if you read his bio, it's actually explained there that Sky Shadow doesn't seem to quite fit in, and blah blah blah. In reality, it's dum dum dum. The Autobot, second in command Jetfire in disguise? Okay, it's basically Jetfire repainted. How the Decepticons don't recognize him, I'll never know. And there's a blurb on the side about, finding all of the important cyber planet keys to unlock, some immeasurable power. And he also comes with this here. It basically explains a bit about this planet, giant planet, and a bit about Metroplex, or at least this incarnation of him. And if you turn this sheet around, you get a whole bunch of product shots. I'm not going to go into all of them, but suffice it to say, I kind of dug seeing that because I remember having sheets with the product shots and stuff like that as a kid. And of course, it comes with instructions. And this is our main event today. So we're going to start off and measure this guy as we always do. We're going to look at his paint apps first. Let's bring this in just a bit. Here he is in plane mode. I'm going to say right now, he's hefty. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful. It's great. But again, another reason that he's not really a character is because he didn't appear in the show. He wasn't there. So This was basically a way to kind of, you know, I guess explain away a repaint. Now, as we go through here, you hear a lot of people complain about things like backpacks, things like hollow pieces, things like repaints, and blah, 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 blah. We hear it all the time. None of this is new, folks, and this guy right here is, you know, several years old now. And I'm going to point out some of those things. Right away, a repaint. This guy's a repaint. We've always had repaints. Right back to G1, we've always had them. We're always going to have them. It's the nature of the beast. And I get it. Business-wise, I totally get it. At least with this guy, the repaint is glorious. There's a nice, I'm going to call it a goldy color, I guess, but it's not really gold per se. Like, I don't think we're going to get like gold plastic syndrome or anything of that nature. There's some beautiful grays and maroons here. A nice Decepticon symbol on top that looks fantastic. It looks like I've lost one of his blasters, so I will put that back up there for now. But I mean, he looks pretty stellar, I think. He can roll, I guess. In robot mode, his colors still look great. It's a very Decepticon-esque, like, you know, dark color scheme, and I think that it works really well for the vehicle mode, for the large imposing robot mode. I like it. I actually really like it a lot. So I'm going to give his paint apps, because we don't have really anything to actually kind of compare it to. I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10. It's a pretty cool paint scheme, I think. Now, with that being said, we're going to move right on to posability, playability. He is a great, hefty, solid plane that can fly and roll and looks excellent. In robot mode, he's pretty good. I guess a couple of things, like I don't find him the easiest to stand because of his huge backpack, which we'll get to when we get to it. But overall, he's pretty great. There could be a little bit more of a knee bend, and his knees do move a little peculiar. I would like to see... what else? I feel like I'd like to see maybe a slightly longer forearms, but it's pretty great. I'm going to give his overall articulation about, you know, for posability, playability. He's also the sort that feels solid enough that you don't feel like you're going to break things off on him. Even though there's a section that kind of comes off. It's weird. You'll see, probably, possibly. Anyway, I'm going to give his overall articulation, posability, playability. Again, I'm going to give it about a 9. It's pretty great, to be perfectly honest with you. It is. It's pretty great. I do like that, even though this isn't the version of Jetfire that a lot of us G1 purists know and love, it's still a plane. It's kind of a cool homage. It's a different sort of plane, obviously, but still kind of a cool homage. So, anyway, moving on here with Sky Shadow, we're going to jump right into his transformation, which isn't too bad. Oh, I guess before I do that, I'll point this out. This is the way the guy came in package, except for the fact that there's a Cyber Planet key down here. Just a way to store it. If you push it in all the way, we'll get to that, it's going to pop a couple of things out, but you can store it in there, just not all the way, and it works okay. You know, it works all right for storage. He also has lights and sound if you push in right here. Here. These pieces light up and the sound is like I don't know, a bunch of like screaming cats or, you know, spirits coming through at Halloween or something. I don't know. It doesn't sound like engines. I guess it's supposed to be jet engines, but it doesn't sound like jet engines to me. So, transformation. This guy's scoring really well. Right now he's about 9.5. He's a pretty great figure thus far. Where do we begin with this guy? Well, we begin down on the bottom. We'll take this Cyber Planet key thing out, and here you go. This is what the Cyber Planet key looks like. I'll bring it up closer for those who want to see it. Yeah, that's fantastic, isn't it? You know me, I'm not a big gimmick guy, which is going to be funny because I'm planning on doing very shortly kind of a gimmick countdown. You'll see what I like and what I don't like in that one. Anyway, we take that Cyberplanet key out if you had it stored down bottom at all. You can take off his weapons here on the wings. There are two posts here that go into two little holes under the wing. It stays in pretty secure. You can take it off if you want or leave it in. There's, you know, there's a button up here that will fire it. You can hear it. It's a pretty strong spring, to be honest with you. I don't really feel like firing it now, but you know, right there you saw it pop up. It's strong. And that piece feels solid. And the gun on his other wing, same thing, it's solid. It is solid. So we're going to come down to the bottom here. And we're going to begin by bringing out the sections here on the bottom. Just like that, just like this. And that brings down the guy's legs. Just like that. You can also then stick your finger up, you know, underneath here and flip out a toe piece and flip out a toe piece. And you can go to the back and flip out another toe piece and another toe piece. Obviously, whichever way you have the legs, one is a toe, one is a heel. You can turn the legs any way you like because they look exactly the same on the front as they do on the back, which I guess is kind of brilliant because it doesn't matter then exactly how you turn the waist. So we'll turn the waist just like that. So now his toes are facing out toward the front of the plane. And I feel like this is down a little bit. I'm going to take a second and let's adjust this up. Let's adjust this up. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better for you folks as we keep going here. So what do we do next? Very good question. Okay, so we turned the waist around. Now kind of bend it back and you'll see this purple armature in here. This purple armature is gonna kind of be our central point. There's a little black nub out right here that's gonna go up under the nose of the plane right here. But it's really tight how it goes in. So you bring it down and you need to try to get it in there. It's not the easiest to line up. But once you lock it in, you kind of automorph out a couple of little side pieces here next to the cockpit section, I guess. They kind of automatically come out. Go to the top and there's a little flap down right here that you can try and pull out. It's going to be difficult to do it, so I would just take the little ear pieces of the head and pull the head up and push the flap in, and there's his head now also up. He's coming together. He's coming together all right. We come to the back. And there's a hinge right here, a double hinge actually right here. We're going to fold this whole piece up onto his back, and these wing pieces we're going to fold back, these tail, I guess, pieces we're going to fold back just like that. He's almost done. Almost done. Of course, now you can see he has an enormous backpack, and when you try to stand him up, this is going to happen. Because again, folks, everybody complains about big backpacks. It's not new. We've had it forever. Look at the size of that. Coming to the sides here where these engines are. You untab that and bring it down. You untab over here and bring it down. You can probably, for the ease of showing it here, you can probably angle up those wings. And now you see a cylinder basically in here. And this arm pushes out to the front. This arm pushes out to the front. You come here to the back of the engine and you flip this piece down. You come to the back of the engine and you flip this piece down, and now you're going to straighten out the arms. Bring it down and bring it down, though the ratchet on this one is pretty tight. Come here and pull out the fist. Right there, you just pull out the fist, and you come to this side, and you're going to do the same thing. And pull out the fist. And if I can get him to stand, which he doesn't seem to want to do. There you go. And you get him to stand and he looks like this. Alright, I can kind of dig it. Certainly big, certainly blocky and imposing. Not a difficult transformation other than trying to kind of peg the nose cone into this, you know, purple armature right here. But certainly not challenging. Getting the fists out, that's a little bit challenging. But nothing that you can't handle. I'm going to give his transformation a strong 8.5. Very strong. Sometimes this wing, at least on this copy of the mold, and maybe it's just Andrew's copy of the mold. Back a bit. This wing over here likes to sometimes come out, but it's not going to break or anything. If it comes out, there's just 2 pegs here and it goes in. If you take the Cyber Planet key, I didn't show this earlier, so I guess I'll show it now. Watch the purple section up here, well, the maroon section up here, and these 2 yellow sections. When you take the Cyber Planet key and you stick it in there, there you go, it pops these up and these little guns, hidden guns, I guess. Now in this mode, when you press the button, I don't know why it's different. It's not continuous, it cuts out. I don't know what that's supposed to be, if it's supposed to be blasters or what. I don't know. I don't get the lights and sound gimmick on this guy. I don't really get the Cyber Planet key. I didn't need either of that, to be honest with you. What can I say? I don't really care about that stuff. Articulation! Head goes left and right. Actually, it can go all the way around, and it looks up and it looks down into his chest. Or does he have a waist? Not really a waist. I guess it kind of is a waist because the hips turn. I guess it's a waist. It's a kind of a low waist. It just popped that nose cone section off, but it's there. He does have a waist. I thought that what they did for the shoulders was pretty ingenious. The arms can go all the way out. I mean, come on, that's fantastic. Even with these huge wings on the side, they can, you know, go forward. They can go back. Again, because really you're moving the wing section, it can go back. We have a bicep swivel. We have at least 90 degrees at the arm. We have wrist rotation, a little bit. It's there, it's kind of tight, at least on this one. I think I said bicep swivel. The legs can go out about that far. They can go back about this far. Not real far back. If you move it out to the side, it can go much further back. Knee just under 90 degrees. Thigh swivel. The toes tilt left and right. He does not have an ankle tilt, but his knee can do this. So his whole bottom part of his leg can tilt, I guess. Honestly though, it's a weird movement, but it kind of helps you get some peculiar looking poses like this. He is a bit tricky to stand because of this enormous backpack. It's huge. And you might be saying to yourself, if you're not familiar with the line, hey, ultra class, what's ultra class? Well, here's a couple of comparisons just so you can kind of place this size class. Here is the current Voyager class, Sentinel Prime, slightly, ever so slightly bigger than that. It's basically a Voyager size. The old Ultra class is basically a Voyager size. We'll take that out of it, and I do have to say, kind of as cool as this guy is. And I'm about to give you his overall mark in just a second, but I got to say first that as cool as this guy is, for me, Jetfire, or if you will, Skyfire, is always going to be this guy. And And you see he's a little bit smaller than Leader, somewhere kind of between Leader and Voyager. I guess you'd call him either a slightly short Leader, slightly short Leader, or kind of a large Voyager. That's sort of where we are too. But he is large, he is imposing. I do like him. I'm not a huge fan of the Unicron trilogy, but I'll give credit where credit is due, folks. You open my eyes to a very, very interesting line. I don't know if it's a line I would go for because I'm not so connected to the characters, but the figures are pretty great. And this guy proves it because his overall score is like a 9.3. He is pretty fantastic. If you like the Cybertron line, and or you know, if years later now you've gone back and you like that line, definitely a mold worth picking up. Whether you get the Sky Shadow version of him, who this is, or the Autobot Jetfire version of him, definitely one that you should have in your collection if you're into this series and this line. No doubt about it. He is pretty great. Even if his backpack is enormous. I'm pointing that out again because everybody complains about it. And obviously we've had it for years, folks. 4 years. Anyway, that's it. I would say that our first look at a true blue Cybertron figure was a rousing success. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. As always, I thank you for dropping by, giving me some of your valuable time. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together right here for another visit inside the videos.